Hi, Sue Wilson, and I have a lovely card today using the new Luna Paste. It's a very reflective paste, and I've added it on top of a glittered background to give you a really, really blingy look. I'll show you what we'll be using in today's video. First up, we're using just these tiny little flowers from the layered Carnation. I'm using the hexagonal border, and I'm going to make this into a little bit thinner of a border. From the Eliza die, I'm just going to be using the center circle to seat my sentiment on. The Avery die is going to be used to create the focal element for the card. And I'm just going to take the sentiment from the Garden Delights frame here because it just looks so perfect in the middle of this frame. And I'll show you what I've done ahead of time. I've taken a piece of coconut white card and I've just put a self-adhesive sticky sheet on this in the middle. And I'm going to peel the backing off here. Get that. There we go. And we'll get that away. And I'm going to use some Frosted Sparkle Glitterbitz for this. So I'm going to create the glittered area first. Okay, sprinkle it around. I've got a piece of copy paper underneath me here, and I'm just going to go and move it all around so it attaches to the sticky sheet and burnish it into place. There we go. I'm going to tap this off. Just take and kind of remove any extra bit you don't need. There we go. That's not bad. I'm going to tidy this back into my container. There we go. Set that to the side. So now what we have is a base that we can use for our Luna Paste. Now, one of the reasons, well, actually there's two reasons why I tried this. It was a little bit of an experiment. Anytime you have a wet product on card, you run the risk of having it warp your card a little bit. So this not only creates a really pretty blingy background, but it kind of gives you a barrier between the cards. So you're not going to have that sort of issue. So I'm using the Wavy mask. I'm going to just tape it into place right over that. I'm going to use a bit of the removable tape here and just sort of line that up and just catch the edge. And on this side, and I like to do it all the way around. It's just a personally the way I like to do it, only because it gives you a nice clean margin. And I usually will take opposite sides across. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now this is the Moonlit Pearl Luna Paste, and I'm just going to bring it in with a palette knife. So because this wavy mask kind of goes this way, I'm going to work it down from the center and towards and into those waves, if that makes sense. Just going to hold the mask down a little bit, pop it down, and just pull it across with my palette knife here. And just work it into all those areas. There we go, a little bit more across here. And anything extra you use can go back into the container, so don't worry about pulling out more than you need. Go. Okay, I'm going to take off any extra bit here and tidy up those edges because I can put that all back into the container so you use less product. There we go, a little bit like that too. And you want to clean your palette knife off as well as your mask when you get finished. Put the lid back on that. I'm going to take our tape off. Here's one, and you won't be able to reuse that because you've got your Luna Paste on it. And two. What I like to do is take one more side off, hold down the mask, and just leave that last side in. You can use it for a like a hinge, and you can just pick up the edge of this and see whether you've missed any spots. If you have, you can pop it back down, but that looks pretty good like that. So I'm going to pop that off. There we go. Let's move this out of the way and just take some Grime Boss and wipe that down. Now, if you're at home crafting, put this under a tap, really rinse it off, or pop it into a container with some water in it. You don't want that to dry on there, but that will be fine for now. Okay, so tidy that up. Now I've got one of these I've done earlier. So I'm going to bring that back in. It's all nice and dry. Isn't that pretty? I've left a little area there for our borders to put on. And tell you what, let me just give that a little bit of a wipe down still. It's just a bit damp. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my base, and I've used some white card with some silver mirror card. So I'm going to pick up all that reflective silver in the actual card with my matte layer. I'm going to pop that down just about like that, and we're going to go forward to the borders. Now, I have taken the hexagonal border, I've cut it down the center. I'm going to give it a little bit of a spray, and I'm going to make it smaller. Just going to line up those center sections with each other. So I've created a thinner border there, and I'm going to back it with a little piece, a half-inch piece of silver mirror card. So a little more glue, and get that down there, right down the center. Oh, stay. Give that a second to set up. We're going to trim that. In fact, we are going to trim these a little bit shorter. I think it's one little bit shorter. So I'm going to just use my scissors and trim one little bit off of that. My fingers are sticking to that. And a little bit of mounting foam on the back. There we go. And another one I've done earlier, same thing. I'm going to trim this one down just by one little section. So those both should be the right exact length. Pop that on the edge. That will cover in that little spot around my Luna Paste background. And there. So we're going to come back to that in a second. So I've gone ahead and cut out the Avery in a antique silver here, and I've put a border of the mirror card all the way around it, and I'm going to go ahead and back that. So when you cut this piece here, you've got the inside. I'm going to use that behind it. So I'll tell you what, we'll use a little bit of glue, spray that on the back. Whoops. And move and put some glue on that, and I'm just going to center that, do it this way, right over that so it shows through the design. There we go. Bit of mounting foam on the back. That should be about right. In fact, I'll put a little bit here and just a tiny bit on the top. And because I've got that Luna Paste and that glitter, again, I want to add a little bit of glue to that. Put that on my mounting foam. Put that right in the middle. There. Okay. I've gone ahead and done the center of that same die with the silver mirror card. I'm going to put that right into the middle of the white, and I have cut the circle from the Eliza, and that's going to give us a nice base for our sentiment. I'm going to put that right over, so you still see a lot of the edge there, but it's really nice. That'll pop there. And the You Are So Kind, we will just use a little bit of glue on the back of this. I've doubled it up. This is from the Garden Delights frame. And get some glue on there. That should be good. I'm going to pop it in this direction. There we go. Give that a second to set up. And just because I wanted to add a little bit of a floral element to it, I've cut some of the really tiny little flowers from the layered carnation. I'm going to just put a little bit here and there. In fact, that's a big piece. Let's use these little guys here. Pop that down. And this one. Just sort of offset them a little bit. And this is what I like to call cascading across the card. I'll do a couple up here. And I think I'll do one right here. There we go. And here. Get on there. Oops. I think I have one more. Oops, hiding. There he is. Put one more right up here. So we've got an odd amount. That's nice. And get that one back in there to stay a little bit into that glue. There we have it. And you have a lovely card, super blingy background with a beautiful reflective Luna Paste coming through. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Look for us on our YouTube channel soon. We have so many more for you to share.